Satan, also known as the devil, is a prominent figure in Christianity and is often portrayed as an adversary of God. Throughout the history of Christianity, Satan has been depicted as a cunning and malevolent force that seeks to lead people astray from the path of righteousness. However, have you ever wondered what Satan has to say about the idea of God's grace? Despite being the embodiment of evil in Christianity, Satan is not entirely dismissive of the concept of God's grace. In fact, he acknowledges its power and recognizes its ability to transform the lives of individuals. However, Satan also has a different perspective on the matter. From Satan's point of view, God's grace is a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it can bring about forgiveness, redemption, and salvation. On the other hand, it can also lead to complacency, arrogance, and a false sense of security. Satan believes that many people take God's grace for granted and use it as an excuse to continue living in sin. Satan also believes that God's grace is not a free pass to heaven. He argues that true repentance and a change of heart are necessary to receive God's grace. Satan is of the opinion that too many people think that a simple prayer or confession is enough to gain access to God's grace. In his view, true repentance involves a complete transformation of one's thoughts, attitudes, and behavior. Furthermore, Satan believes that God's grace can be abused by those who claim to be followers of Christ but do not live according to his teachings. He argues that such individuals use God's grace as a license to indulge in sinful behavior without facing any consequences. In conclusion, Satan's views on God's grace are complex and multifaceted. While he acknowledges its power, he also warns against its potential pitfalls. From Satan's perspective, true repentance and a change of heart are essential to receive God's grace. Ultimately, it is up to each individual to decide how they will respond to the concept of God's grace and whether they will use it to live a life of righteousness or continue down the path of sin.